Hey, good morning or good afternoon. It's Wednesday. It's Dr. Andrea with Restoration Chiropractic. And somebody asked me about my chiropractic story not that long ago. I realized a lot of you people probably don't know it. So I thought I would share it with you. I feel like it's a powerful story. And maybe it'll give you some insight into why I do this profession that I do and why I love it so much and why I believe so much in what I do. So when I was 18 years old, I had gone up to the Bay Area to visit some friends, and I was getting ready to head home, and I was at a red light getting ready to make a left turn. And as I started to make my left turn, a guy on my left side, I'm not sure how it looks on the camera, whether it looks like I'm pointing left or pointing right, but a guy on my left side ran the red light and he crashed into my car. He T-boned me. So he hit the driver's side door. And this is in the days before airbags. I was in a little Mazda GLC. My car was totaled. My seat was like curled up like a taco, and the glass shot across my face and scratched my face. I had a really bad bruise on my shoulder from the seat belt, and I had to crawl out of the car on the other side. And I was like, shit, how am I going to get home? I mean, I had a 5.5 hour drive. I lived in Santa Barbara at the time, but I was up in Pleasanton. So the cops came and they arrested the guy. It turns out he was drunk and he'd ran the red light. By this time, I started to be sore. A friend of mine came and picked me up. I stayed at their house that night, and my parents bought a plane ticket to fly me home. They flew me home, and I went to the doctor within a few days of the accident. I think I wound up in the ER too. This is a little bit fuzzy. I think I wound up in the ER right after the accident. They said I had whiplash, and they sent me home. Guess I did wind up in the ER because I had one of those collars. So I was wearing one of those collars, and I flew home. Got to my medical doctor, and somehow I wound up in a chiropractor's office in Santa Barbara. So during the time that I was being treated by my chiropractor, so I was 18 years old, and I would get these headaches, and like literally the vision would kind of like cloud over my eyes. I couldn't really see very well, and my roommate would have to drive me to the chiropractor because I couldn't see well enough to drive. And so then she would take me to his office, and he would adjust me, and then within 5 or 10 minutes, my vision would come back. And I got to tell you, at 18 years old, I was like, okay, well, that's interesting. I didn't think that much about it. Now I look back on it, and I'm like, holy cow. Like, literally, my vision would go. It was that that bad. But at the time, I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm 18. You're like, whatever. So I was under his care for about 1.5 or 2 years. And when he discharged me, he said, now, look, you've had a major accident to your spine. There's been a major injury. If you don't continue with chiropractic care, you will get arthritis in your neck. I was like, okay, whatever. At the time, I was 20, and it's like arthritis, like that's an old person's thing. I'm not even worried about it. And so I thanked him very much, and then I did not go see a chiropractor for many, many years. So fast forward to age 28, I was in a high-stress job. I was driving 1,000 miles a week for sales, and I was getting headaches every day. And they were so bad, I would lay in the dark, and I would cry. And I would put a cold compress on my head, and I would just beg God to kill me, because my headaches were so horrible. So I was dating a guy who ended up becoming my husband, not the husband I have now, but I was dating a guy, and he got me to a chiropractor, and they started taking care of me, and they did x-rays, and they said, whoa, like your neck is like the neck of a 45 or a 50-year-old. So at the time I was 28, and I was like, wow, really? So in the 8 years from the time I had seen my chiropractor in Santa Barbara to the time I wound up in a chiropractor's office, my neck degeneration had gotten really, really bad. And so they said that was probably why I was having such bad headaches. So I got under care. And the headaches did get better, but they didn't totally go away. And so my chiropractor at the time ordered an MRI, and everything looked good there, thank goodness. And so then I finally said to her, well, what am I going to do to get rid of the headaches? And she said, well, do you want an honest answer? And I was like, well, yeah, I'd prefer an honest answer. And she said, you know, your stress level is too much for your body. You need to manage that. You should probably think about getting a different job. I was like, okay. But I was literally driving 1,000 miles a week. So a few weeks or months later, I don't really remember, I was laying in bed, and I was having one of those, like, what am I going to do with the rest of my life moments? And I woke up at like 2 in the morning. I went downstairs and I got on the computer and I started researching chiropractic school. And at the time I had my bachelor's. I knew I needed to go back to school, but like a master's, an MBA is what I was looking at. That wasn't really interesting to me. So I started researching chiropractic schools, and the chiropractic school that I ended up going to, they were talking on the website about how, chiropractic is a natural healing system. It's based on the premise that the body is self-healing, and that when there's interference to how the nervous system is communicating, that prevents the body from getting well. So chiropractors work on improving that communication. And I was reading it, and it was like, this is what I've believed in my whole life. I mean, I've been interested in health and wellness since I was 16 years old. I read this thing, and it was like, wow. So my ex-husband and I, we went down to Cleveland Chiropractic College on a Saturday. I had no idea that it was not supposed to be open, and there happened to be, an enrollment counselor there. And then she happened to have access to the cadaver lab that day. And we do a full year of human anatomy with cadavers, and that's not easy for some people. So I was able to get into the cadaver lab and take a look at the bodies, and they were in various stages of dissection, and that was just a real eye-opening experience to me in terms of how difficult school could potentially be. So after that experience, after viewing the campus and getting to go into the cadaver lab, I was like, yes, I want to do this. I was at the age of 29. I quit my sales job and I started over in a brand new career. I went to chiropractic school. I was there for 3 years. I lived in Palmdale, and chiropractic school was in Los Angeles. So my train left at 4:30 in the morning. I would have to get up at 3:30 in order to get ready to get on the train. I would study on the way to school and then on the way home from school every single day. Classes went from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. We went year round, and it was an absolutely amazing experience. So that's it. That's why I'm a chiropractor. I have been headache-free for 20 years plus, and I have to tell you, headaches is one of the things that I'm the most passionate about because I remember how awful they were, and I just know, I'm just thankful every day I don't deal with them. So listen, if you have headaches or you know someone who has headaches and you'd like to see if we can get rid of them, give me a buzz. The consultation's free. You can come in, we can do a quick screening and just kind of see how things look in there, and I'd love to help you. So I hope that this has helped sort of give you an idea of why I do what I do. My office number is 818-661-6369. I'll put it in the comments down below as well. And that's it. I hope you have a good afternoon. Take care, be grateful, have fun, and love lots. Bye.